Hello, my lovelies. So it's been very interesting to see the reaction I've gotten from some of you about not doing anything relating to Valentine's Day. It's been a week since Valentine's Day, and this year I deliberately did not do any specials, any posts, any blog posts, any podcasts, anything relating to Valentine's Day. And I've done this very specifically because my work is about real relationships. I work with couples on how to create real relationships. And for me, Valentine's Day is a complete bullshit day. I have never agreed with it. I think it is complete nonsense that we keep perpetuating this day every single year. And I think it's a day that couples sweep a lot of stuff under the rug. Couples can be screaming and fighting and being in a space with each other, or having gone through months of passive aggressive behavior with each other, not addressing the real stuff in their relationships. And then suddenly on this day, they're expected to have these huge gestures of romance and love and buying flowers and romantic things away. And, I think most people I speak to agree that Valentine's Day is a total commercial holiday. It's totally about making money. And people don't buy into it, and yet they do. Every year they spend ridiculous amounts of money on roses and on these romantic dinners. And here's my problem. It is not about the romance of it. It is not about buying beautiful flowers or, treating your partner to something special. My problem is that all the focus is put onto a single day in the year. And for me, when it comes to creating real relationships, it is about the energy and the focus you are putting into your relationship every single day throughout the year. And condensing it into a single day of these kind of gestures of acknowledgement and appreciation, when that stuff is not coming out of you every other week of the year, that is a big problem for me. And that's why I call it a bullshit holiday, because you're bullshitting yourself if you think that that is enough to make your relationship survive another 12 months of a lack of real communication and real connection that is going on in your relationship. And I don't know why we perpetuate this year after year after year. It is a holiday that's got nothing to do with love. And we kind of collectively make this holiday the day when stuff is, this is when proposals happen. This special day of the year is when, the big romantic gestures can happen. And it's all an act. It is all a total posed act. There's nothing genuine about it. There's nothing real about it. And I see it with the couples that I work with. It's amazing seeing the kind of expectations couples have leading up to this ridiculous day. What is he going to buy me? I wonder if she's going to, what are we going to have this romantic night together? What's going to happen? It's like setting up this whole fantasy. And then the day comes and it never quite meets up to the expectations you had of what you wanted for Valentine's Day. And then, it gets left there, and no amount of energy gets put in to the week after or the month after or the 6 months later of what is the energy we are putting into creating romance and attraction and energy and connection in our relationship. So as a relationship person who works with relationships day in and day out, I am boycotting Valentine's Day from here on out. Throughout my career, I've always, obviously done something on Valentine's Day because it was what expected of somebody who, a marriage therapist or a relationship coach or anyone who works in this field. And I'm calling bullshit on the whole thing, and I'm not doing it anymore. And, I'm not a dating coach. And I think when you are in young love, I think Valentine's Day is fun. I see teenagers have a lot of fun with it at school. I think young love is a very different thing when you're having fun and you're dating and you're still on the hunt and you are still in the show of attracting each other. It's displays of affection, which is very, big in when you're just initially dating somebody. I think that is a different time in your life, but that's not what I focus on with my work. My work is for couples that are already in relationship, committed relationships, long-term relationships that are looking for a much deeper, more profound connection with each other. And for me, I find that stuff at an extremely superficial level. And people, will say to me, well, that's very heartless and that's very cynical of you, Leah. But, guys, I work with relationships day in and day out, and I see how much couples try and mask the real problems of their relationship with the surface stuff. And I'm a big fan of date nights. Any of you who've worked with me know I always promote those. I always promote making targeted and focused time for your relationships. But what I'm not a fan of is the pretense of I will speak to you like crap through the week. I will totally take you for granted. I will totally not support you. but then on a Friday evening I'll buy you flowers, and that must make it all okay. And people think that gestures like that are enough to excuse bad behavior in a relationship, and that's what I'm calling attention to. And of course, Valentine's Day is the biggest one of those. So you won't ever see stuff from me on Valentine's Day again. And it's not a holiday that I promote. And quite honestly, I feel the same about Mother's Day. I feel the same about Father's Day, that we condense all of our acknowledgement and appreciation and love into like those single days. That's a single day that mom gets to sleep in late. She doesn't have to do any of the chores in the home. Everybody takes care of stuff so she doesn't have to do anything. Well, yay, one day out of 364. I feel the same about Father's Day. You know, it shouldn't need a specific day of the year to step back and to acknowledge the really important people in your life for who they are and what they mean to you. So, yeah, maybe that makes me a bit cynical. Well, so what? It's how I feel. And I'm far more into creating regular, committed, consistent acknowledgement of the people in my life than waiting for one single day where I get to say, here's a card to show you how much you mean to me. Well, I shouldn't need to be giving people a card for them to know how much they mean to me. That should be communicated to them every single week of the year. So, take a step back to look at the relationships in your life and how you use particular days to express stuff to them that you won't do any other time of the year. And if you're doing that, then it needs to stop, and you need to get a lot more consistent with how you are acknowledging and appreciating and valuing the people in your life. And if you feel you're on the other side of this, that people don't acknowledge or value you for who you are and what you do, then you need to speak up. Then you need to say, I'm feeling completely unseen and unappreciated and undervalued here. And I know a lot of moms, most moms I know feel like this. It's like, it's great that this was one day, but like, where are you for the rest of the year? It's great that dad gets time off for like one day, but like, where is that support for him for the rest of the year? And it's great that you want to shower me with a big bunch of 100 Rand per stem roses. I mean, people please. But like, where are those flowers the rest of the year? It's the success of any relationship is far more about the consistency than about like the once-off act of acknowledging that doesn't quite match the behavior that's been going on behind the scenes. So that's why you didn't hear from me from Valentine's Day, and you never will. So take a think about your relationships, and maybe start communicating more regularly with the people who are important to you in your life.